Oh, hello everyone. Oh, it's a coffee maker. How y'all doing today? Today, I'm gonna need your help. So I hope you all came in a giving mood, in a thinking mood. I'm going to need uh, your assistance in crafting today's recipe. Let's see who is on. Amber, hello. Come on, wash and go. Yeah, I did a little. Look, that's why I'm late. I was like, I gotta go live, and my hair is not combed, so I had to jump in the shower right quick. Hello, I like your name. Wash your hands. Stay at home. Amen. Hey, y'all. Okay. Hello, everybody. All right. Okay, so I hope. Look, don't go quiet on me today, because I need your help with today's recipe, because I'm not really sure how to cook this thing. Like, I could probably get it done, but I want us to come up with like the most efficient recipe together. You're looking on point with the wet hair. Thank you. I gotta give them a little different looks here and there. You know what I'm saying? Keep them guessing. Oh, I don't have my headset on. My audio. How is my audio? Probably awful. Let's see. Hey, Jackie. All right. Let's see. Yeah, make sure the hair's still popping though, child. All right. All right, there we go. Look at that. People never know when I'm on my headset at work, because my hair is always covering it. All right. Hey, parties. How are you? Okay. All right, so let me show you what I want us to do today. Again, for those just joining, this is going to be very interactive. I want your tips, advice, your thoughts. We're going to do this together, okay? All right, let me share my screen. All right, cool. So let me move this over here. Great. The incognito here said you love to see it. Amen. Hello, Luke. Hi, Aaron. Hi, Erickson. All right. So let's. Okay. So I want to work with these tables. Like, data tables is something common in like web development. I want to come up with like some efficient recipe on how do you deal with these tables when you're doing like automation. For example, like I could sort any of these columns. Like, how do I make sure everything is sorted properly? Because look, when I sort by first name, for example, so this is in opposite order. But not only is this column moving, like the whole row is moving, and we need to make sure like the data is still intact. Or how would I click like the edit button for Jason, right? Like all of these say exactly the same thing. So how do I know which one is which? There's two tables here. So there's a lot going on here. And I want to basically come up with like a good approach for dealing with these tables. So let's just take one scenario, for example. Let's say that we want to sort by last name or something, and we want to make sure that everything is intact. So what ideas do you all have? Post in the chat if you have some ideas. Mike Clark just got here, y'all. We don't know. We're cooking some table recipes, Mike. We don't know what that's gonna look like, but I want to be able to put together a recipe that says, okay, like, how do you deal with tables in general? For example, like this sortable table, if I sort this, like how do I verify that the table is still okay? And this is a small table, thankfully for the stream, but a lot of times in production, we're dealing with bigger tables with hundreds of rows. So I want to come up with something for that. All right, Jackie said he loves some tables. All right, anybody have any ideas? Let's start with the first scenario. Here's my first idea. I'll run it by you. Tell me if you hate it or if you love it. All right, so my first idea is I want to maybe I want to grab the values here. I don't want to loop through them or anything like that and like do comparisons, but I'm thinking like some method in Java or something that basically says like these are ordered properly. All right. Hand says, doesn't iWeb element capture all the jazz, and then we can sort through it after it and get it stored in variable. So we could get something like, we could get this column, basically give me all these values. Before sorting, maybe. Let's say before we sorted anything. Let's just refresh this whole thing. So before sorting anything, I could say, let's grab the list. Let's sort it in our code. Let's click on it and then make sure the values match. So something like that. I wonder how expensive that is when there's like hundreds of rows there. Somebody say increase the font, they can't see. Is that better, Erickson? All right. So that's the idea I have so far. Let's work with that, and we can optimize it if we want to. If somebody else, as we're coding it up, if somebody has like a better idea, I'm all for that. All right, so I'm going to So I want to make a util. Do I want to straight up with the test? Let's start with the test. So we'll see, what's this, tables. And we'll see table tests. Okay. Extend base test. For those who are joining for the first time, we do have a base test here, which does nothing except for set up our Chrome driver so we can do automation. So first we want to do a before, let's do before each. And we'll say basically, or before all. We just want to go to the page. All right, public, I think this has to be static. Launch app. All right, and then in here, we're just gonna say driver.get and give it that URL. So we'll just grab this, and that takes us to the page, right? All right, so now we're gonna say test public void, let's say the last name, test sorting, we just call it sort. I read something recently by, it was in, shout out, yo. So, yesterday, the O'Reilly book came out, 97 Things every Java programmer should know. And your girl is an author of one of the chapters. So that's dope. But I read one of the other chapters, and it's by Kevlin. What's Kevlin's last name? Let's go to Twitter right quick. Kevlin. Yes, Kevlin Henney. So Kevlin Henney, he is like amazing and he's very bright and smart. But he wrote a chapter in that book talking about test names. And he was like, why you started with tests, like especially when you have this test annotation. And it just kind of stuck with me, like, yeah, that is a little bit redundant, but it's a pattern that we've been practicing for a long time. So I'm trying this something new out, not putting test there and see how it makes me feel. But I don't know, this feels good. Sort by last name and it's a test, right? All right. So we want to say, let's go into DOM. We got two tables here, so we definitely want to say rock with that first table. Let's see. Let's just go here. So the tables have IDs. Woohoo, Mike. All right, so let's say table 1. And I'm just gonna kind of like with interviews, we're just gonna brute force it, and then once we get our ideas together, we can like optimize this and put things in the right locations and stuff. So I want to say driver.find elements by ID, and that's the ID. So this will give us a table, right? So we'll just say this is the table. And we want to click on this last name, Collium. So let's see. No ID, of course, but we could probably say find the header that has last name on it. Let's see. So find me a TH. I probably could just click. Well, I want to make sure it's the header. TH. Oh, okay. If somebody knows a way with CSS selectors to identify element by its text, let me know, because I've not ever been able to figure that out. So whenever I do this, I need to use XPath because I don't know how to do it in CSS. So I'm going to say find me this TH that has, I guess, in the span, right? That has the text equal to last name. All right, great. Okay, so let's copy this. And then I'll get to your comments and questions. So I want to say table. So notice I'm not saying driver.find element. I'm saying find it right from this table, because anything that we find the element, because this table, there's two and they're identical here, it'll find like both instances of that, and it'll always take the first one. So I want to say specifically get this table and then find this element. Okay, so find element, and we're going to say by CSS selector, and just paste that in and then say click. All right, so that should sort the table. All right, let's see what you guys are talking about. Hi, Angie. I'm streaming about software testing. Okay. I should give you a follow on Twitch. This is from Twitch. When I'm working with tables, I always find myself wanting to slurp the data into a list of row data objects to work with, but I'm also torn because I'm concerned about performance and getting out of sync with the page. Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about, more so about the performance too. Yeah, that's kind of the idea I have of like getting it as a list. We'll see if we can come up with something better. All right, so I've sorted the table. Now, before sorting the table, hold on. We want to get the original list, and we want to sort that list. All right. So let's first get the list of this column. This is the other thing that I worry about, and I think this is kind of like what Joe was saying just now about it getting out of sync. Because what if these were like changeable. Like you can move some websites, you can like move the columns around, or like we might just move the columns around as the developer or whatever, and then our tests are out of sync if I just be like, give me this first row. So I kind of like to map them, like see, grab all of the column headers to figure out what's their positioning, and then I can say go to the last name column and get all of the values, which is kind of intense. It feels intense to me. I don't know. It feels safe, but also intense. So I guess you would have to like balance the risk there. For now, let's just go with the flow, and we can, like I said, we can optimize later. All right, so I want to basically grab all of these values. So that would be like the first TD of every row in that table. All right, so what if I said table 1, right? TR, TG, that gives me 24, which is probably, yep, every single one. So I want to say the first one of each row. I hate that though. I hate using like indexes in my my CSS selectors, because it's just very fragile. In this case, I'm saying like I want the first cell of each row. So that's not so bad in this case. We'll see. Maybe we can optimize it. How do you do this with the indexes in CSS? Is it like nth child or something goofy? Nth child. Let's see. How do you do indexes? Indices in CSS selector. First child. Oh, look at this. First child. That sounds nice. Does that work? I need somebody to give me an example. Tip. Okay, here we go. Inf child. When you write like a blog post or tutorial, like hit us up with the straight up example. Like each part of this is giving me a little piece, but I want to see this. I think that's kind of the example. Let's see if we could do something like this. First child. Oh, yes. Look at that. All right, bet. So that gives us that first row, which is last name, right? Okay, so let's grab that. And we're going to say, this is, I don't know, first row. First row equals table, find elements by CSS selector. And if we do that, I think we could take this part off. All right, so that gives us our row, which is a list of web elements. All right. Okay, so we want to sort this. We want to say, and I'm going to change this from, this isn't the row, this is the set, the column. So let's say expected column, because we're going to sort this guy. So to sort a list, I think it's collect doors, maybe collection sort. No, collection sort. No, sort. Yeah, collections sort, and I give it the expected column. Does that work or no? Required type provided. All right, so I think we might have to specify this. Let's see. Web element. It still don't like that either. Required type is a list of T, but I gave it a list of web elements. Reason, no instances of type variable T exist so that the web element conforms to comparable. All right, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. Do. That's goofy. All right, let's see if I'm missing something. Java, how to sort a list. Look at us, real basic. All right, yeah, this looks familiar. See, that's what I was using, collections.sort. Oh, maybe you gotta tell it like where you sorting by or something. No, that don't make sense. So this is y'all not helping me. I thought I asked y'all to come today ready to put in some work. We can use comparator. Okay, write the syntax for me. All right, so here's the list, right? And you say collections.sort. Boom. That's what I did I not? Let's look at this again. Okay. No instance. I want to Google this specific message because it's a little bit cryptic to me. Extends comparable. So you have to give it some kind of object that extends comparable so that it knows, like, I guess what to compare it against. Like, what am I supposed to be? I'm just giving it this web element, right? And saying sort the thing. What if I said, yeah, somebody saying, does the web element need to implement comparable? Sounds like it in order for us to use this method, but that's not what I want to do. I don't want to like have to implement something. I just want to say, take this web element and take these web elements and sort them. Can I do something like this? Expected column dot string dot sorted and then this gives us a stream of web elements. Will that work by itself? It might work, but we want to sort on the text, right? So what about this? What about, oh yeah. All right. Here's my idea. Hear me out. So we got the list of web elements. What if we just, really what we want, we don't want that object. We want the text from the object. So what if I say string map this to web element that get text? Yeah. So give me that. And then put that in a list. Right? All right. So this then becomes var sales, right? And now let's see if I can sort. What was it? Collections.sort and then sales. What about that? Aha. Okay. All right. Okay. Whew. All right. Let's see what y'all talking about over here. Would it make sense to take text from each of the web elements and say, yes, that's what we did. Yes, That's exactly what we did. Okay. List object is not, maybe the list object is not created. Like new array list. All right. I think we're good now. So we have this sorted. Now we actually sort the real table. So this is just within our code, not on the app. Then on the app, we say go ahead and click that column, which just sorted. Now we're going to grab again. All right, so I'm going to copy this and we'll say, I should probably put that in a method. We'll clean that up. We'll say actual sales equals, and let's do this. So we get the sales after we've sorted them. And now we want to compare the two. So we say assert equals, and let's see if this will actually work. I want to say sales and actual sales and see if they are right. Okay, let's try that on for size. All right, I'm going to run this. It went so fast. Okay, let's see what happened here. Invalid selector. All right, where? Here. It's saying, oh, maybe this needs, oh, this is not CSS, this is XFAB. All right, let's start that with a dot. Okay. And let's debug this time so we can see it in action. So let's debug. All right. So we have our thing that we got. Let's see if it actually got sorted. Yes. Boom. Very nice. And now we are saying we haven't actually sorted it on the website yet. So now we're going to click that button. Let's see if I could make this side by side. Somebody got to teach me how to get my views popping, where I can put up two things. Let's see. All right, and then here. All right. So let's see. We're gonna say do that. So we saw that get sorted. Now grab the cells and let's see. Oh shoot, I gotta get the stuff from here too. So this actual cells is a list of web elements. So of course that's not gonna be equal. Let's just let this fail. But we know what we need to do. We gotta get the strings out. Duh. All right, let's make sure that failed. Okay, great. All right, so actual sales, get this. We're gonna string this too. And then get the web elements. All right. Okay, now I should be able to run it and it works. So let's see. Still didn't work. Let's see what happened this time. Actual, oh, man, y'all just let me mess up today, child. Okay, so we mapped this and we got to collect it. I just did a talk last week. Did y'all come to the talk where I did the new Java stuff? And one thing I told people is instead of this nasty one-liner here, collectors dot to list. Instead of this nasty one-liner which nobody can read, I told people to do like each piece on a new line, like such, to make it cleaner. And So y'all can see, like, I don't just code clean off the break. Like, I just get my thoughts out first, and then I can come back and make things prettier. And notice, look at this. Soon as I put it on new lines, my IDE was able to help me better. And I probably would have caught the fact that I was working with a stream still and needed to get it to a list had I done it properly the first time. Lessons learned, right? All right. So let's try it again. Yay. Okay, that worked. That worked. So we could essentially do that for any of the columns, but all I know is that the column is correct. What is this? Okay. All I know is that the columns are correct, but I don't know that the rest of this stuff is still together. So what ideas do you all have on how do you make sure, like, not only did that column get sorted, but that each row is still intact? Any ideas, people? Y'all done got real quiet on me. Hello, Ryan. Ryan says, example 5618 of things you don't think of as the end user, movable rows and tables. I know. But guess what? You would certainly notice if it was wrong and I messed up how much you would do. Frank is only due to pay 51, but I made a mistake and gave him Jason's bill. You notice that? Wow, y'all really not talking to me. Okay. I gotta figure this out on my own, I see. Okay, so top first thought that comes to my mind is like modeling these roles, but I don't want to do that, especially if I have like 100 of these things. Like I don't want to do that. So is it enough? Like, is that enough? Somebody says an X path to match entire row. Okay, but do we do 4? Do we do like 4 of those to do each row? Or do we, and what if you had 100 rows? Like, that's not what you want to do, right? What I would do in real life is I would probably, I'd probably like use visual testing for this so that I could just take a picture of this, and then when I know what it's supposed to look like, and that way I would see it on the picture, and the picture would make sure everything was right. But I'm not prepared to like go into visual testing today. Let's see what else. Let me see who's on here. Umar, I'm about to start calling on people like class. Umar, this is your assignment. You had to basically make sure this table was still intact. Would you stop right there at the row, at the column sort, and make sure that the column is actually sorted? Do you feel that that is sufficient coverage so that we don't have to get into the weeds of verifying every single thing? Even maybe, I don't know. What do you think? Arun or Nirvana or Penny or Mike or Wayne, Umar, what y'all think? Calling names, classroom. No answers. Everybody has gone dead silent on me. Okay. All right. I'm on my own. Okay, let's see. All right, somebody's speaking. Arun says, how about only validating the first and the last row? Okay, so that's basically a risk-based discussion, right? You see, uh, you basically see like, okay, let me pick a sample and then like make sure a couple of things are still in check. Nirvana says silent on this one. Jackie said, what's the question? I high key missed it. All right, Jackie. The question is, you have sorted this thing, right? You sorted it by last name. So we've already verified that this column was actually sorted, like everything is in order. However, we have not verified that the rows stayed intact because Frank owes $51. So when I sort this, y'all better not mess up his bill where he now owes Jason's money of $100, for example. So how would you go about verifying that this entire table is sorted properly, not just the column, but the rows are intact as well, without actually modeling? I don't want to keep all of this test data. I don't want to make objects for every row. This is only 4, so it seems straightforward. But if there were 100 or 500 rows here, like that would be nasty, right? To try to verify every single cell of every single row. So I was asking, like, what approach would people take? All right. Penny says not sure. Yeah. All right. I'm going to tell y'all what I would do because that's the most efficient. Like when you get to thinking about this stuff, you realize like, I don't want to do that. That's overkill. It's going to take too much coding, too much work. Even think about maintaining such code. Like if somebody changes their email address or their website, for example, now like we got to update all this test code, or if like there's new rules or something like that. Okay. All right. I'm gonna do some, am I gonna do visual testing here? Say page object vibes. All right. All right. Let's just do some visual testing right quick then. I don't even know if I got this downloaded. Let's see. All right. I found it. So, all right. Let's go get visual testing. Maven. Yes. Java. All right. I think this is the one. So let's grab this and put that there. All right. Let that resolve. Interesting. And then what I just had? 163. Interesting. All right. So let's try that out. And so now I gotta do, I was not planning to go this route. Let's see. So eyes is the visual testing tool. Is this thing downloaded? Let's see. Let's refresh. I still don't see it. dependencies. Okay, there we go. See it at the bottom churning? There we go. All right. So port this. So I say create this thing, and I need to say open with the app name. So what's this app? The internet or something, right? And this is table sort first name. Let's see, cooking the internet. All right, last name. See, check window and then close. All right, let's see it. So let's run this now. Let's see if I did this right. So when I refreshed, my module got messed up. So we do that. I'm not even using this today, but okay, let's see. Everybody cross their fingers. Yes, your messages are showing up, Jackie. Penny saying a spot check too. A room, come on, Angie, break the suspense. I was not trying to be suspenseful. Like I really was trying to figure out like what's the best approach here. All right, so that passed. And what that did, since I used visual testing, is it created like a picture of the page. So let me show you. I'm gonna run it again, but let me show you. Where's my dashboard here? No, not sign up, sign in. Oh, it failed this time. That's not good. Let's see what happened. Oh, it didn't get sorted? It got sorted the other way. I wonder if that persisted. That's really interesting. Wow. Okay, now I gotta see what happened. Sorry. All over the place. Life of a developer, right? All right, so the table's open. I think this is okay. All right, so it's in the other order, and then we say, go ahead and click it, right? Did I click it yet? Oh, here's the click. All right. Okay, that's right. Maybe it's going too fast. Let's see. Let's run it again. Sometimes stuff works, sometimes stuff don't. It's still going. Why? Oh, it's taking a picture. And it's sending it to the cloud for me. This is taking a long time. Oh, somebody wants to make it harder for us and say, how do you validate contents of dynamic table with pagination? Look, we just trying to get page 1 together now. After page 1, then maybe we could like start talking about multiple pages. if we get the first page together, then it shouldn't be hard to just click through all the pages and do whatever algorithm we were already going to do. Okay, this is taking too long. It might be stuck. Let's see. Where am I? See, I was not prepared to do this. I don't even have my stuff set up. Am I somebody new? My company like put me on this other team or whatever, and now I can't like find my stuff. I might be running this under a different account. Who am I right now? This is still going. Let's stop this. All right. Let me take the visual part out for now because this failed before it got there. So I want to make sure we, at least before we start adding more stuff, let's make sure we got the basics covered. Okay. All right. So that worked fine, right? Somebody asked, where am I trying to sort? I'm sorting the last name column on here, this one. But I want to make sure like the rows and everything are still intact when I sort. So we wrote the code to basically make sure that this is sorted, but I want to make sure like all of this stuff stays intact. Each row stays intact without writing. I mean, I guess I could write the code, but that seems like overkill. Especially we had something like 100 rows or something like that, 500 rows, 10 pages of stuff. You don't want your test like having to go through all that stuff. So anyway, I'm gonna skip this piece, but this is a solution. Like we could use some visual testing in order to capture the picture. So that's probably what I would do in real life, I'm pretty sure, to make sure that all of this stuff was still intact and I don't have to write code to do all of that. All right, let's talk about like beyond verification. What if I wanted to like edit Jason Doe here? If I look at this one, of course, there's no thing here, no IDs or anything like that. So I basically need to find, if I just say find me the thing that says edit, I have 8 of those on the page. How do I know which one's the right one? So I can use some CSS selector to find it. Question: are you sorting on the front end or the back end? As in, are you using Java function for the sort? Yeah, I'm sorting on the back end. So I grab the table before we do any sorting. I grab that column. I sort that column in Java. And then I sort the table on the web page. And then I grab that column again. And I compare that with my Java sorted one just to make sure that it actually sorted. All right. All right. So let's see about editing somebody. All right. So I think I could just do this with like a CSS selector. I mean, an XPath selector. So if I said, find me and then you will want to find one of these cells that's unique. Like I don't want to say find me Jason, right? Because there could be more than one Jason here, but email might be kind of unique. So what if I said find me the TD that has the text equal to Jason's text is John Doe, jdoe at hotmail.com. All right, so that gives me him. And then from here, I can say something like, what I want is this edit button. So I can say, find me like a sibling, right? So there's this axis following sibling. Hold on right quick. Okay, sorry, y'all. Okay, so I can say find me a following sibling. I think it goes like, yeah, following sibling. This is the axis, and then you give it some like criteria. So like I'm looking for TD. So this will get all of the siblings after that. So I want the TD that has the text of edit, no TD, because it's a A. All right. So there we go. So this will give me both of the ones that's for Jason Doe. And we could just do it off of the table. That way we know which one it is. So that's how we can basically say, edit this. I don't think this does anything. Yeah, if you click it, doesn't do anything. So let's make another one here. Right. All right. Let me just paste that thing right there. So we're going to say, get this table. And then we're going to say, table dot, dot find element and by XPath. And then we'll put this guy in here. All right. So find element by XPath. So that'll give me the edit button. Edit link. All right. And then we could just like click that guy or something like that. But since the click doesn't work, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna do some highlighting or something maybe. Can I do that? Driver. JS executor. Is that what it's called? JavaScript executor. All right, so I'm basically casting this so I could do some JavaScript. I just want to highlight it. What's the script to like highlight something in Java? Oh, thank you. Somebody says, Angie, you're the goat of automation. Thank you. Thank you. I think the last comment got stuck. Sorry about that. Love this. Keep doing it. Thank you. That's okay, Pat. Okay. I'm not working with any database. This is like some sample website that I use sometimes to practice with. It's not my own. I think it's just like static data or something. Somebody requested that I do a database recipe, so I might do that next week. Okay, somebody give me the code to highlight. Yeah, thank you. Except I can't copy it, so I have to just type it out. Okay, so argument. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this this arguments 0, that's gonna represent that edit link right here. We're gonna have to pass that to it. And we're gonna say dot style dot border equals 5 pixels solid. Let's make it red. All right. And then execute script, and then we give it that edit link. All right. So that'll show us the thing. So you got this too. If you need to like do something you can't do in Selenium and you want to actually like I don't know, manipulate the page in some way and it is not a feature in Selenium, you can always just use this JavaScript executor. And since, you know, all the browsers basically respond to JavaScript, you can just do whatever you want to do. All right, so let's do this. I'm gonna debug it. We're gonna see this bad boy in action and see if we actually can find that right. Is it going? Here we go. Find that right link. Okay, so let's see. Let's do this again. Okay. And then here's the page. This isn't the page. This is the page. This is our page. Let's minimize that. And this is the page that the browser opened up. The code opened up. All right. Now, are we ready? Drum roll, please. Let's see. Nice. All right. So we know that this is the one for Jason. So we know that we found the right link. So you could write like a utility method for something like this that takes the unique value. So that was the key there. Because if we would have went with these are unique too, but not as unique. Like there could be more than one Smith or more than one John. Email seems like the unique one. So that's the one that we use as part of the path. You could, parameterize this so that anybody could call this method and just give you the value. And it doesn't even have to be email. You could make this so that passing anything, like for example, if I passed in John right here, this exact thing would still work, or Jason or whatever. Yeah, so you could use that as like a utility method there. All right. Okay, so let me see if we got a recipe. So dealing with data tables, we basically said, where's my thing? I minimized it. All right. So dealing with data tables, we said that we would click on the column or whatever. We figured out a way to compare the column to make sure everything was sorted. For the rows, like we did acknowledge that we could write a bunch of code to do this, but we don't want to because we're smarter than that. So we could use something like visual testing to just take a picture. For the pagination part, you would just like go through each of the pages doing that same action so you could loop that. If you needed to click on something in there, you will find like some unique value inside of this table and then use like XPath axis, or those are relationships. If you aren't familiar with XPath axis, I highly recommend you take a look at them. I use them all the time. Let's see, XPath axis. Yeah, this is a good page. And this basically tells you, so you could do stuff like ancestor or descendant. I probably could have did descendant when I did, let me see, when I did like the following sibling, and then I had to say TG/A. I probably could have did descendant and just used the A or something like that. That way I don't have to put the whole path there. So that's a good one. All of these are really helpful or whatever. So if you're not familiar with those, definitely keep that in your toolkit. All right. Angie. Oh, shoot. Sorry, y'all. I keep forgetting to move the comments. Hide. Sorry. All right. All right. Okay. Anything else y'all want to explore with the table before we say goodbye? All right. So I think this is it's an efficient approach. I'm not like terribly in love with it, but it works, right? It gets the job done. The other thing I would do probably is, like I said, as opposed to just hard coding this, saying like click last name and then get the first column is what we did. We made a big assumption that last name was actually the first column there. So instead of doing that, I would grab these with a find elements. I would then get their indexes, kind of keep this in like a map of the columns. And then I would say, click on the last name, and which column is last name? Oh, it's the first one. Okay, that's where we get the data. Or email is the third one. Okay, as opposed to making that assumption in my code, I would programmatically figure out the positioning of these columns. But other than that, I think that would be the best approach. Okay. All right. Anything else? Any other questions? Okay, so I'm going to, let's see, sorry. Oh my God, I'm trying to put y'all back on webcam. That was a mess. Hold on. Here we go. Enable camera. All right, here we go. All right, so, yeah, all right, good to go. That was fun. Sorry that I made y'all have to work. I know y'all come here thinking y'all about to eat, but I put y'all in the kitchen today to give y'all a spoon. So thank you for helping me cook this up. All right. I will see you all next week. Let me know if you have any requests for recipes. Someone requested some how do you utilize like database stuff within your automation, like querying the database for testing purposes, like to consult a source of truth or to set up test data and stuff like that. I just didn't have a chance to actually set up a database on my local system. So I'll try to do that before next week, and then we can maybe explore that in next week's episode. Or if you have any requests, let me know. And that is it. Let's see. Okay, let me see. My page is too big. I can't see your comments. All right. Okay. Oh, somebody said working with PDFs. Yeah, we could do that. So I've actually written about how to do this in Java, and then also I did something. I'm going to bring that out next week. I did something with JavaScript. So I've been showing Java a lot of love, and I think today is Java's birthday. Sometime this week. So it's Java's 25th birthday. So we had to do Java this week, but maybe next week we can do, I promised somebody else the database. So maybe the database, okay, that's just on the list. I don't know when I'm cooking that. It could be next week, it could be the following week. PDF sound fun too. So maybe next week we'll do PDF, and I'll show y'all that in JavaScript. All right. All right. You're welcome, Penny. You're welcome, Kavita. Thank you, Ryan, for coming. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you next Wednesday. All right. Take care. I put my little caption up, child. Yeah, hit me on the Twitter reels. Bye.